I pose the same question to you. Why have you devoted your entire life for Art Laurey and his campaign, my friend?
Yes, I've known Art for over 20 years. He's a very dear and close friend of mine. I've been there for him and his family for a lot of years. Our kids are almost the same exact age as his children. Taught his kids in Sunday school and in children's church. Been with Art and Mary through thick and thin. And likewise, they've been there for us. So our families have been closely knit together for many, many years. And I have got an opportunity through the years to get to know a man by the name of Art Laurey. And to concur with Dr. Clark is that here's a man, if he says he's going to do it, it's done. His word is his bond. And then when he stands with you, he stands with you heart and soul. And that's something that bespeaks of a depth of character. He is not a man who runs after titles. He's not a man who runs after the accolades or the praises of other people. He just wants to do what's right. And he'll do what's right when no one's looking. He'll do what's right when everyone's looking. And that's a true test of character.
He's an open book.
He sure is. And the other thing is, as a Marine, once a Marine, always a Marine. And Marines don't leave another Marine behind. And when he asked me to come on board and help him, it was without hesitation. Because I'm not going to let my Marine buddy go through the battle on his own. And even though it may be a lot of work, a lot of time away from my family and my friends, this is a battle worth fighting. Because Edmund Burke said, all it takes for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. And Art has decided that it's time for the good men in the Chemung County Sheriff's Department to take a stand. And I said, my friend, my brother, if you're standing, I'm going to stand with you.
That's wonderful.
That speaks volumes.
Yeah, it speaks volumes. It's wonderful. I am so proud of you. And let me say that Art, to me, has been an inspiration. I've always said that my father, who was my best friend, best man at both of my weddings, and was undoubtedly the greatest loss I've ever taken when he passed away last year. Art reminds me a lot of my father, and that again is saying volumes. Now, Betsy, you were at a Tea Party meeting a few nights ago where Chris Moss spent a lot of time talking down about Art Laurey. How many people were at that meeting?
Approximately 25, at most 30.
So there were only 25 people that showed up to Chris Moss's meeting.
I would say between 25 and 30.
25 and 30.
Yes.
During that meeting, he made references to Art running against him basically because he's just a disgruntled employee.
Correct.
Okay, so can you shed some light on that?
Well, sure. Let's before we address the whole disgruntled employee part, let's just first talk about the employee that he is, not what he's accused of.
Right.
First of all, Art loves people.
Yes, he does.
Art is a man who's devoted to his friends at the Chemung County Sheriff's Department. And one of the things that has propelled him, that has compelled him to run, is that he is tired of the abuse that his friends at the jail and in the department have taken from the sheriff. The sheriff has been heavy-handed, in some cases downright brutal toward the employees there, and Art has gotten to the point where he can no longer, as a good man, he can no longer look the other way. And Art has told me, he said, Mark, he says, as the man that I am with my Marine background and my Christian beliefs, he says, I can take punishment, I can take abuse, and I can do it with a smile. He said, but I've watched the various officers and deputies down there take a lot of abuse, he said, and I just can't stand by and let it happen anymore.
Right.
So therefore, I am compelled to run for sheriff. Now, that bespeaks of a man who loves his brothers and sisters in uniform. It is an act of love. That's not a disgruntled employee. He has no axe to grind personally against the sheriff, even though the sheriff has gone way out of his way to punish and incite Art to come to this place. So, in dealing with the disgruntled part, there was a situation in which Art was being racially denigrated. He was being racially mocked and ridiculed because he is an African American. When Art approached the sheriff and said, "I want you to do something about this," the sheriff said, "I'm not going to. There's nothing I can do." And so
he basically said, "Get thicker skin."
Yep. And if you don't like it, file a lawsuit. And Art basically felt that there was no other recourse. And then through it all, after a lot of anguish and when he saw that it was just going to make more chaos and more problems for other officers, he decided, I'll take one for the team and I'm going to drop this suit. But it is unfortunate in these modern times that this sort of behavior is still not only tolerated in the workplace, but that it's focused against someone, and if that person doesn't like it, they're told, too bad, and if you don't like it, sue me. I mean, what this is the 21st century. You
Right.
shouldn't have to put up with that sort of environment in the workplace.
Right.
But Art did.